Good morning, mathematicians. We are back at it. Back to graph theory. Maybe today we'll get through more than half a lemma. Who knows? I don't know. You might know, because you guys kind of control the flow of these conversations. But root lattices, graphs, all that good stuff. Maybe we'll look at some papers. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe not yet. Good morning, Kostaka Corey. I think you're the current first in chat champion now. Why doing YouTube videos? I mean, why not? Because I like talking, and I like people listening to me talk. And even more specifically, I like people listening to me talk about math. Hello, Arad. Gamer boy, why are you burning? Because of how blazingly hot I am, and it's coming through in my new 4K camera or whatever. You know what? Don't answer. I already know that that's what it is. No need to explain. We all know the truth here. That's what it is. Okay. I was confused yesterday. I got to the point where I believed that if we looked to lines corresponding to adjacent vertices are not orthogonal, hence they must be in the same part of any decomposition. Therefore, all the lines in L prime are in the same part. Right. And then we need to say something about star closure. You're going to leave a like and dip. Well, thank you very much for doing that. I will have fun. That's the plan. So therefore, so we need to say something about, the star closure of this. So any line lying in a star with two other lines is not orthogonal to either of them. Right. And therefore lies in the same part of any decomposition. Okay. Right. What is the math level of my chat in general? I have no idea. I've never tested them. But we've had people who haven't even begun their undergrad, whether that's just because they never went to school or wait, is Thanka Gibbering still happening? Was it the sequel today? And we've, but also, clearly there's a lot of people who do know what's going on in chat. I don't know, have we ever had any actual professors in chat? I don't think so. But a professor did reach out to me to say that he liked, actually more than one prof has reached out to me to say that they've liked my channel. One specifically reached out to say that he liked my live stream, that I was just sort of stream of consciousness as he described it. So, but probably most people, if I had to guess, most people are undergrads, which, okay, there's a lot of spread in undergrads. You can have undergrads that are worlds apart from each other, but yeah, I don't know. You brewed your cube? What, do you make a gelatinous jello cube of coffee and just eat it while you're out on your walk so it doesn't go cold? Or what? We have math people in gray and clowns in blue. Yeah, that's true. To give you an example, your master's degree in bioinformatics, and like 90% of what I do. Um, oh, sorry. I thought you were saying you like 90% of what I do, but you're saying 90% of what I do you can't give me feedback on. Okay. Well, feel free to comment on the 10%, the 10% that you do want to give me feedback on. Yeah, Nicola, this is the third time you've dropped by and I'm on this page. Okay, let's finish this goddamn theorem. Okay. If X is not connected, then L prime has a decomposition into two parts. Of course, any line orthogonal to two lines is a star, and orthogonal to all three lines of the star. Sure. So any added line to complete a star could be assigned to one of the two parts. Yes. Okay, great. So we have it. Okay. We're done. Look, we're done with the theorem. We're moving on. Oh, phone put cube instead of coffee. Okay, I see. Yeah. Um. Yeah. Okay. Therefore, any connected graph with minimum eigenvalue at least 2 is associated with a star-closed, indecomposable set of lines. Now we truly understand it. Our strategy will be to classify all such sets and thereby classify all the graphs with minimum eigenvalue at least 2. Hell yeah. That's what we love to see. Geometry, serving graph theory. You gotta love that kind of stuff. What if we did quiver representation on Saturday morning? I don't know enough about that. I don't think it would make for great content. Yeah, so we need to find a time, Leo, because I'm thinking I'll do my normal office hours. Were you thinking this would be a live stream thing? Because I was thinking I would do my normal office hours and then we'd record that and then I'd release it in a couple weeks. Just so Daddy has content. Every time I make a video now, I think about Bo Burnham saying, "Daddy made you some content." Anyways, so like, what joy do I derive from streams interaction? I don't know, man. I don't know. I've often asked myself why I do this, and yet I do. I mean, I learn things. We yap about random stuff. Lately, I've been going very slowly through things, so this hasn't been the most effective learning tool. But, I learn a bit, and then I interact with chat, and then, like, they sometimes offer suggestions and stuff. Like, I've learned some things with people, because, like, sometimes, say, I'll be working on a problem, so towards the end of my Galois cohomology live stream series, right, there was some problem I was working on, and there was kind of back and forth. Chat was offering some ideas, and that eventually led me to landing on the correct problem, or the correct solution. So that's why I like it, I guess. Yeah, and the jokes. I don't know. It's just nice to wake up and have some coffee and yap. Yeah, I don't know. And it's my way of being famous in a small way, I guess. I don't know. Eigenvalues of a graph or those of the transition matrix. Oh, the transition matrix? If you mean the adjacency matrix, then yes. Which I guess, what's the transition matrix? I guess there you set it up so that you have a probability. Wouldn't a transition matrix be something like you set it up so that you have the matrix is like, you imagine that your graph, each of your vertices are states. I could be totally wrong here. That each of your vertices are states, and then the probability, the ijth entry, is just the probability that you transition from vertex vi to vj. But I don't know. Good morning, Mom. Love you. Thanks for stopping by. You were thinking you would just do it during normal office hours? Yeah, the only thing is I don't actually know how to properly set up for a live stream chat. Maybe we could. Okay, I'll look into it, but I mean, also, ideally, I'll farm it for content just to help me keep pumping out videos. But I should probably stop focusing on quantity of videos and focus on quality of videos and make videos with nice animations. I know I should do this, but I'm not going to yet. You're on your tablet, got stuck on a problem for too long, and opened YouTube to take a break. Well, welcome. I hope you find the chaos of chat relaxing. Ever so slightly edited stream? I don't have time for editing. Come on. Taking a break from math with math is so based. Yeah, exactly. That's basically my whole life is just reading math I'm not supposed to. Yeah. Category theorist named Emma Jokes. Is this a joke? Your pitch for a joke? Do I know this one? The class of graphs is the category. See, people just drop random knowledge in chat, and so I learn things from office hours as well. The class of graphs is the category G with the object, the functors with domain, given as the category with just two objects, and parallel graphs, and G is even a topos. Wait a second. The class of graphs is the category with object, the functors with domain, given as the category with just two objects. Oh, I see. Okay, so you're saying a graph is a functor. Sorry, I'm having a hard time parsing what you said. You're saying a graph is a functor from the category with two objects. I guess we're thinking of the source and target of an edge. Wait, no. Source and target are functors? Oh, I'm confused. G is even a topos? What the hell? The functors mapping to set are just the plane graphs. The naturals between them are some operations? What do you mean some operations? Oh, products and whatever you can define. Okay. Huh. I don't quite understand your setup, though. I don't quite understand your setup. If you can clarify. Well, maybe can I come up with what it is? No, I don't know. But graphs are like the first two objects of the simplex category. Right. Simplicial category. Wait, the simplex category is basically you have your objects are simplices. So basically it's like the numbers 1 to n are your objects. And then you should have maps, ordered sets, sorry. It should be ordered sets specifically. And then your morphism should be order preserving maps. Should be order preserving maps between these. That's the simplex category, right? This definition's already directed. Oh. Draw the domain D. It has two dots. Call them E and V. Okay. There's identities on them, right? But then also two arrows. Oh, I see. Okay, I see. So you're saying the domain category is the source and target. I gotcha. Right, and then a graph is a functor from that. Okay, yeah, that makes total sense. I see. Yeah, to be honest, I mean that's cool. That's a topos. Maybe one day. I was just looking into thinking about making a video on the growth and deque topology, and maybe talking about sheaves and topoi in the not too distant future. So maybe that would be a cool example to talk about. Opinion on combinatorics? Well, I like combinatorics. My undergrad publication was in combinatorics. My favorite open problem, one of my favorite open problems, is a problem in graph theory. Yeah. But, by trade, I'm not really a combinatorialist, I would say. But yeah, I mean, for me, normally when I think about a graph, I think about undirected, loopless graphs without multi-edges, that's I don't know. Am I vanilla? For liking to think about that? I mean, sometimes I do think about directed graphs and quivers, but I don't know. There's something pure about simple, undirected, loopless graphs without multi-edges. Well, simple means actually loopless and no multi-edges. She is out there, the category theorist named Emma. We will find her, Boris. I believe on you. I believe in you. Reading math is not supposed to. You're not supposed to use also your whole life. Yeah, forbidden math. We all love the forbidden fruit deep down inside. That's all what we're after. The apple of knowledge. Is it not? Leo, just because you said that, it's going to happen. You're going to be a father to a category theorist. It's inevitable now. Do I have any advice for somebody struggling with low study productivity, easily exhausted? I don't know. This is a tough time to ask me because I feel like lately I've been very distracted. I feel like lately I've been wasting a lot of time watching just stupid shorts on YouTube. And I've been feeling tired and less productive lately. And I don't know exactly the right way to get back to. I think there's several reasons for this. I don't really want to go into all of it right now, but I've been thinking about how to get back to my more productive states of being. And yeah, I don't know. I think it's just it's a fight of building good habits. I think when you're in and this isn't going to help you now, unfortunately, but when you're in a better, more productive place, I think and you have like a lot of capacity and mental energy. Even it doesn't have to be a lot, but when you have more, I think focusing on general things. Are you exercising? Are you getting 10,000 steps a day, or starting with 5,000 steps a day or something? Are you going to the gym at all? How's your diet? Are you eating well? Are you eating good food that's good for you, food that's not highly processed? Are you paying attention to the kind of food that energizes your body properly? I think that it starts there. And I think that it starts, and trying to make good habits for yourself, trying to, I don't know, put on timers to make sure you're staying on time, and using something like the Pomodoro method, maybe, or not using electronics after a certain time to make sure you get a good sleep. Yeah, how's your sleep? How's your sleep hygiene? What is your bedtime routine like? Um, yeah. So I think all these things go into it, and I understand is definitely not easy to do those things. I'm so far behind, chat, but it's definitely not easy to do those things when you're struggling with them, right? But it's all about starting those small habits, and a lot of those things may seem unconnected to studying, but it all contributes to your productivity and how easily you get exhausted or not. And it may seem overwhelming because there's a lot to do, but start with something small and just start making some progress. And then when things are a little bit better, the more habits you can shove in and start fitting in, then the more it safeguards you against getting exhausted and losing like productivity and motivation later on when things are more challenging. Like lately I haven't been as productive, mathematically and in terms of like my physical exercise and stuff. But I notice there's certain times where I'm on the verge of making some like lazy decision to go get pizza. The other day I literally walked out my door. There's a pizza place right in front of my apartment, and I was literally almost entered the door of the pizza building, and at the last second I decided to turn around, and it's like, no, you know what, if I had enough energy to get out here and walk out here, I'm going to make myself some damn good home-cooked food. Another thing, what about your vitamins? Are you getting B12? Are you getting B12? Are you getting vitamin D? What's the sunlight like where you live? The sunlight's getting worse. So less hours in the day, especially if you're in the north. Do you have a little lamp to simulate fake sunlight for half an hour every morning? These are all things to consider. Yeah. Are you eating enough? I don't know. Are you eating enough? Okay. We're real off track now. You thought graph homomorphisms were just edges sent to edges? That is true. Yeah. A functor f to set takes those and maps them to some object of vertices. And the other map gives you the set of edges. All models of graphs in ZFC are thus images of f. So f encodes a graph. This being a topos means you got natural, there's something graph relevant, and topoi of products and all that. Yeah, nice. Yeah. What works for you when you're going astray is to cut down on tech. Yes, and that's a big one right now. I find them like, when I'm doing even just the simplest chore around the house or something, I'm like immediately always putting something on in my headphones, and I should stop and just live with my thoughts. I know I need to be doing that more. Of too much external input, I think. Yeah. You did combinatorics problem this morning. What is the expected number of dice rolls until 2? You got 15 over 2. You did a combinatorics problem this morning. Expected number of dice rolls until 2 of your dice sums to 11. So expected... I can't spell. Expected 2 dice sum to 11. Let's do that in a second here. Markov chain pilled. Hell yeah. Fair enough. There's a guy pushing / working on Markov kernels in category theory, and lab people are everywhere. Oh yeah. So what if if we did representation theory learning during live stream Saturday. This is clearly a good time for you. Yeah. Okay, I guess we could just do that. I'll try to I'll try to figure out how to get us both on video and voice chat for that. Oh my god, I don't even remember expected value. Well, you just sum up the probabilities. What the hell am I talking about? I don't even remember the expected value formula. Cooked. Yeah, the expected value, but we want the expected value. We want the expected value. Wait, what is it? Was the expected number of rolls until 2 dice sum to 11. I see. Expected, so we want the expected number of rolls. Expected number of rolls where they sum to 11. I don't know. This is such an easy problem. I'm probably just going to skip it, though. Ran this through ChatGPT and gave up. Thoughts? I think maybe the message that you tried to share with that didn't get shared for some reason. You can say from firsthand experience that if you use if in comments on a GitHub PR amongst engineers, they'll think you make silly typos. Wow, sad. Sad. You don't want to sound cringy, but Newport's digital minimalism has some interesting stuff, despite reading like a self-improvement book at times. Only he who is not afraid to be cringe may truly be based. So keep that in mind. You feel like math is a superior way of showing appreciation towards the beauty of the universe than any theist kind of worship? I agree. I kind of agree. Yeah, I kind of agree. I've often thought, I guess I'm wrong because I'm not religious, I don't know, but I've often thought that if you believed in God, and you believe that God created the universe, and you were not one of the religions who says it's bad to try to know the mind of God. Some religions say that, other religions are like, no, you should try to get closer to God. Then I'm like, well, actually, then, and you know, since the universe like seems to obey mathematical principles, then like the best way, maybe not the best way, but like a way to get close to God and to truly know the mind of God would be to know mathematics, right? I mean, yeah, I don't know. But this will be a big, part of my math cult when and if it ever gets created. Making breaks is healthy to not kill yourself while learning for a test. Yes. Oh, man, if I say that out loud, am I going to get demonetized right now? I don't know, whatever. But when reading without pressure, you don't notice the hours if a bell rings. That annoys a bit. Yeah. Oh, sums to more than 11. Wait, so are you meaning the total? Wait, are you keeping a running tally of the sum of each time you roll the die? So is it like if you roll a 1 and a 4, does that mean your total is 5? And then if you rolled a 2 and a 3, that then the total is 10? Leo? Also, if you want to go through different topics, you don't want to force yourself to switch while it goes good. Yeah, I mean, sometimes that's another thing. Like when you get into a zone, you know, try and stick to it for all it's worth. It's really annoying though, because sometimes when you really get into a groove, like life comes up with other things and like that try to distract you, and it's like, no, why are you asking me to do this now? I'm in a groove. Don't come to me now. Yeah. Often your advice to someone not feeling productive is maybe not try doing more. Sometimes you need to rest or break. Yeah, well, that was a hard lesson to learn, Leo. That was a hard lesson to learn. Grey Cloud, Canada. I live in the... Okay, it's weirdly gray today. But I live in the sunniest city in Canada, the sunny beaches of Canada. My hometown is a lot grayer though. I would say. You meditate every day and it's great. Yeah, probably I should already do. Am I already writing my thesis? Yes. I basically just need to staple some papers together. You're a complete gym bro. Okay, well, so you got that down on lock. So actually, maybe maybe if you're a complete gym bro, here's what could be going wrong. Because here's one thing I noticed was that, when I was trying to go through cycles of cutting, and I was cutting too hard on the calories, I noticed that all of a sudden I started sleeping very poorly, and my motivation really dropped. And I figured out that it was just a combination. So it was a combination of, so one, I think I was cutting too hard. Two, when I was factoring in, my plan and trying to plan out like a mesocycle of training, I was thinking about, increasing my cardio and, how hard I was pushing at the gym over like a month cycle or a couple month cycle. But I wasn't factoring in the amount of other work I was doing as well. And I was like, oh, actually, I need to be somehow trying to calculate in the fatigue from working on math and stuff as well, because that is like also sort of demanding on my system. So maybe you already think about that, but yeah, when I was newer to working out and trying to jog and do work at all the same time, yeah, I felt I was pushing too hard, and that definitely brought me down a bit. You did start rock climbing back in 2012. Nice. Yeah, I was my first couple of years in Calgary. I was big into climbing. I haven't been climbing as much lately. I go every once in a while, but that's a mountain adjacent life for you. Probability on real Lie algebras sounds based actually. Expects you to know and care for the situation on RP first. Probabilities on our RP. I mean, that's fine. If we're talking measure theory, then great. Yeah, I could take that and run. You believe in dog? Me too. You are religious and sometimes see a cool theorem and internally thank God. Well, there you go. I feel like that's the right attitude to merge religious belief and mathematics. Yeah. No, just any 2 rules you've done so far. I see. Yeah. I actually have to go right away, gang. Got another sesh booked right after this. I believe there are diffeomorphic. Yeah, if God exists, why aren't all subsets of R measurable in ZF? Got him. Yeah, sunniest place in Canada equals Mordor. Yeah. God didn't commit to GitHub. He forgot to push commit. Yeah. I did used to have in a place I lived, I lived once. I had written on the walls the 10 Commandments, and I'd written the axioms of ZFC. I think I tossed in 1 or 2 more to get to 10. I can't remember if I picked foundation or anti-foundation. Like anti-foundation's cooler. Is God in favor of axiom schemas, or does he prefer properly finite axiomatizations? I mean, he can do whatever he wants. Existence of God is independent of ZFC. I might be independent of ZFC. Oh yeah, I really do gotta go though. So I caught up to chat. Huh? You guys still haven't. Actually, I think there was one time I didn't reach the end before the end of stream, but anywho, QED.